Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Millie, and on this channel I talk about yarn, I talk about knitting and crochet, I share works in progress, finished objects, yarn hauls, and I have a few knitting tutorials. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I'm all about crochet. And I'm really excited about this project that I'm working on. So we are going to be talking about my current whip, or one of my current whips. And this is my Scrappy blanket. So this is my Scrappy blanket that I started probably last week. And I have made some good progress, even though initially I had a lot of problems with it. So I'm holding two yarns together, and what I did was I went into my stash and I looked at all my scraps and I put them together, and then I wound those that could be wound into a cake, and then the rest of them I just put them together. And I'm just grabbing them as I go. I don't really have like a plan for the color. That is why you can see it's just a bunch of different colors. But what I discovered was I have a lot of pink and I have a lot of like white. And what I've decided with this particular blanket is I'm just going to use up the small scraps, because I've discovered that I have a lot of those small scraps. I don't know why I keep all of those tiny scraps. Like I have stuff like this, and I'm using up all of them. I'm not throwing them up. I'm just using the magic join to join them and then continue working. And this is, some of them are DK weight and most of them are worsted weight. So DK weight, worsted weight, and I don't have a color theme that I'm going by. I'm just grabbing what looks good to me. I'm trying to do a darker and a lighter color together, but it's not always working out that way. So this is just a half double crochet blanket, and I believe I chained 101, and then I continued working in a half double crochet. But I had a lot of issues with this blanket. I think because the yarn is so thick. So I'm using an 8mm crochet hook. And this is the crochet hook that I was using initially. And it was giving me a hard time. So my fingers were hurting, my wrist was hurting. And because this is how I hold my crochet hook, like a pencil. And it happens that the comfortable spot for me to hold the crochet hook is this part over here, and this is where the inscription for the name and the 8mm, like it's all here. And so when I hold it, I can feel the roughness, and that's kind of hurting my fingers, and it was giving me such a hard time. And I was getting frustrated with it because I have discovered that I have so much scrap yarn. And so what I want to do is use it up. And that means that as soon as I'm done with this blanket, I still have like 3 more to go in terms of, I have enough yarn to make like 4 scrappy blankets. And so what I discovered was I have a lot of pink, I have some black, and I'm thinking that in the next one, I'm going to make pink as the main color, and then I'll add to it, and I'll use the lighter tones. And then after that, I'll use black as the main color, and then I'll add the darker colors to it. So when I was using this crochet hook and getting so frustrated, you can imagine I was thinking, oh my goodness, I won't be able to make more blankets. But then I was like, there must be a crochet hook out there that would do a better job than this one. And this is just your basic $2 crochet hook. This is the Boye, B-O-Y-E is the crochet hook. And so I had heard about the Furls crochet hooks. So this one. And since I do more knitting than crochet, I wasn't really like interested in it. Plus, I've never made another thick blanket like this, and so I've never had to use this big crochet hook, because I typically use the other crochet hooks that have that are padded, and so it's usually, I think the largest I've ever used was 6.5 millimeters, and I was using one yarn, and so I didn't have issues with it. But I think for this blanket, it was the combination of the crochet stitch that I used, which is half double crochet, and also the thickness of the yarn. And so when I tried to use the padded one, it was so thick, I couldn't hold it comfortably. So this was the only option I had until I decided to do some research, and everybody, all the reviews I found were talking about this one being a good hook. And so I decided to splurge and buy Furls crochet hook, because everybody kept saying it was comfortable, it was ergonomic, it was all that. And so, but the reason why I had not invested in it before was because I don't crochet as much, but also I had not encountered this problem. And actually my wrist had started hurting, my fingertips had started hurting, and I knew that it was a nightmare. It was like hard for me to continue working on this blanket. And so I decided to splurge and buy this Furls crochet hook, and this is what it looks like. Man, if you crochet and you haven't tried this, and you should give it a try. I know it's expensive, but it's worth every penny. As soon as I picked it up and I started crocheting with it, I'm telling you, everything changed. Like, it's smooth, I'm going faster, I have no pain. It doesn't matter if I hold it here or I hold it up here, it is smooth. It's so comfortable that I know I'm going to buy some more. And I was thinking to myself, I always buy like some good knitting needles, so why not buy a good crochet hook? So the only thing is that they are expensive, and so I'm gonna go slowly, but my goal is to have all the sizes. I think I typically use 5.5 and 6.5 and 6, and I think a 5. So those are the 4 that I use a lot. And I think for the worsted weight, which I use a lot, the recommended needles crochet hook, I think it's a 5.5 millimeters. So I'm going to invest in that one, but I'm telling you, this is a game changer for me. I've been using it for the last, I used it last night, and I have no pain, nothing, very, very comfortable, worth every penny. And it is such a pretty color. Look at that. I think it's made out of resin. The only thing is that you can't have oil on your fingers, because then it's gonna slide. So I'm still trying to figure out. I'll look and see what people are doing, because my hands really get dry when I'm knitting or crocheting, and I always need some lotion. So I'll look and see whether there is something that is recommended when you're using this. So I am so happy with that, and I am going to keep working on this blanket, and my goal is to finish it before the end of this month, and we are in February, so that I can work on another scrappy blanket, because I have so many blankets earmarked to work on this year, because I am determined to use up a lot of the yarn that I have in my stash, and I'm also determined to clean up my craft room by using up all the scraps, at least the scraps that I have acquired over the last, I don't know, more than 10 years that I've been doing this. So that is what I am working on, and that is what I acquired recently, and I am so happy with it. And so I'm just gonna go and continue working on my blanket. Leave a comment below and tell me if you've tried this crochet hook, if you're going to give it a try, and let me know what you're working on. And whatever you're working on, I hope that you're enjoying the process, whether you're knitting or you're crocheting, that the whole process is working out well for you. So until next time, happy knitting and happy crochet.